Welcome back, and thank you for joining us on The Breakdown. Family conflict is something that many people experience, but when disagreements escalate, whether over parenting, divorce, caregiving, or finances, the emotional and financial toll can quickly become overwhelming. And for many families, the traditional court system can sometimes deepen the conflicts instead of resolving them. And that's why some experts say family mediation can offer a healthier and more productive pathway forward, creating space for communication, accountability, and practical solutions without the stress and cost of prolonged litigation. Joining us now to talk about how mediation can help our families navigate conflict and build healthier relationships is family mediator and conflict resolution specialist, Renard Crawley.
Hello,
Renard.
everyone.
Hello, Renard. Thank you for joining us today on The Breakdown.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us, for viewers who may not be familiar with this process, what exactly is family mediation? How does it work?
So family mediation is a place where you can allow parents to come together without going to court. So there's a lot of misconceptions, a lot of myths when it comes to mediation. A lot of people tie mediation going to court. But this is a process to where both parents are put in a situation where they are in control of the outcome. Whereas if you go before a judge, obviously that falls, that'll happen with the judge. If we to go forward with him, he'll decide the outcome for you. So you don't even have to do that. With mediation, it allows parents to come together, talk about, issues that they've had or concerns, moving forward, a path forward with a structured plan, which allows, the parents to actually reach an agreement without any type of stress, or, they can actually be able to be open about anything they would like to share, opposed to, because again, it's a private setting, it's a private, confidential place where it makes you feel better and more happy to be able to share that information, opposed to going before court, maybe having to get an attorney to litigate, which that could, be even more cost for you. But family mediation, that gives you the control of the outcome, allows you to save time, money, along with being in control of all the issues that y'all may have. Y'all can actually have a private setting to where y'all can talk those things through, both parents.
Renard, what kinds of family issues are most commonly resolved through mediation?
Most common issues are, you have, the court looks at it as, you got custody, visitation, child support. Those are the three key areas that a lot of parents come to mediation for. Also include divorce as well. So when you have, conflicts within divorce, you're trying to, instead of going to court, you can actually come to mediation for divorce as well. And the way we look at mediation is that instead of we don't call it the typical legal terms, custody, visitation, or child support. We look at mediation as different terms we use, which is, for custody, we call it decision-making, because essentially that's what it means. It's the decision-making responsibilities of the child. Now, when we look at visitation, we call that co-parenting, because essentially it's a co-parenting schedule that both parents agree on. And that's the terminology that we use. And when it comes to child support, it's called financial support of a child, which means, again, same thing as a legal term, but we don't use those terms in mediation. And essentially that all is pertaining to a co-parenting plan. So custody, visitation, child support, we call it a co-parenting plan, with two parents working together to come up with a plan for their child or children. And now, as far as the divorce, we allow spouses, ex-spouses to come into this divorce in mediation, where they can, unfold and address those concerns that they have with each other. And we can do that through mediation and, essentially be able to come up with an agreement without even having to step in the courtroom.
Emotions can get high, especially in situations involving divorce, parenting disagreements. How can mediators keep the conversations productive?
So what I like to do is to keep it productive is, again, as a mediator, I'm a neutral person, which means that I don't take sides. I don't hold any judgment. I'm here to essentially help the parents be able to reach an agreement. And when things get a little intense, and there are times where, emotions get flared, and this is a very emotional process. So it might be a time where a parent or parents can't get along in a mediation session where we're in person or on a Zoom call or virtually. So what I like to do is, express to parents that we can also meet separately, which means that if we're on a virtual meeting, we can assign parents to a break room, and I would shuffle back and forth and speak with each parent to ensure, they may have questions and concerns. I kind of can talk to them directly without having the other parent there, since we had difficulty making it productive or moving forward on some items. So those, there are instances where we are able to separate the parents in different rooms to reach an agreement. And that happens sometimes depending on the emotions, and if we're not making any progress in the mediation session. So there are ways where you don't actually have to be in person to reach an agreement. You can be, in separate rooms, and the mediator could shuffle back and forth to reach an agreement between parents that have a high conflict or can't get along in the same room, or not able to reach an agreement due to the intense emotions that they have between each other.
Are there any situations like abuse where mediation is not a viable option and court is actually the best situation?
Yes. So when it comes anything pertaining to, because again, the mediation is about the best interest of the child, more importantly. And as a mediator, if it's anything in regards to abuse, neglect, or anything detrimental to a child, mediation would not be a path forward as far as trying to get a resolution. Because again, this mediation is more importantly about the best interest of the child. And when we have situations that have abuse and neglect or anything that's detrimental to the child, that would have to go forward to court and let a judge decide on that. Because again, as a mediator, we're considered mandated reporters, which means anything that we hear about abuse or neglect or something detrimental to a child, we have to report that to Child Protective Services. So those type of cases can't come to mediation. Those will have to go forward to court.
Understood. All right, Renard, how can we get in contact with you for families that are experiencing issues and need a mediator? How can they connect?
They can connect to me. I actually have, I have my website, www.crawleymediationservices.org. You can reach me there. Also on my YouTube, which is YouTube.com/Crawley Mediation Services. And also you can reach me at my direct line, 804-241-7149. That's my business phone. Feel free to reach out if anybody even needs assistance. I'm really more than happy to help out.
Renard Crawley, thank you so much for your time and your information. And thank you for joining us today on The Breakdown.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Have a nice day.